Namaste. Today we are going to start Padartha Vijnana syllabus. So, the module number 1.1 that is dealing with Ayu. So, before starting, we like to share the screen here. So, the module is reduction of Ayu compositions itself. So, the questions always exist. What is life? But we all know what is life to express is a little difficult. And here, whether Ayu is life, yes or no, that is also again another question. But considering the beginning class, let us Ayu is life, which can be quantified, which is measurable, and which understood in 12th class science classes as a living and non-living characteristics. Therefore, two questions has kept here. What is life? More to that, it is more better to ask, that is, what are living things? Or what are the living characteristics? So from the previous classes of 11th and 12th, we know that bacteria, protista, fungus, plants, animals, and even the human being are living, and they have certain characteristics which are different from the non-living beings. Which is introduced in our syllabus in terms of Ayu Lakshana. So, because Ayu is existing, the physical body, the emotional being, and the mental being is connected. And existence of Ayu reflected through some characteristics, which we say as a living characteristics, like eating, breathing, reproduction, growth, development, and the reproductions, respiration, multiplication of cells, process of osmosis, process of meiotic divisions, or the different varieties of cell division like meiosis, etc., are only because of the existence of Ayu. So something below to the earth, like the root of the plant, you cannot sow. Once will try to sow the root, that's the death of the plant. Similarly, Ayu cannot be just no, be a exhibit. We cannot sow. Therefore, the characteristics are need to learn. So, all the characteristics what we understood in our previous classes of plus two science, all such lists are applicable here too. For a broad classifications here, living, non-living, and one category has kept here beyond livings. So living we know, non-living also we know. Beyond living, what I like to say here is a all virus category. So viruses are of course non-living, but being they have the capability of transmitting a disease to a healthy persons. But be sure that unless and until it will not have a host, it appears to be non-living. So therefore, this category kept under a special heading of beyond living. So coming to the definitions what is given in the Samhita, Sarirendriya Sattvatma, Sanjogo Dhari Jivitam, Nityagascha Anubandascha, Paryayare Ayuchite. Sarira, Indriya, Sattva, and Atma. They are the four factors. And joined together, Sanjoga in the sense, joined together. So there are two variety of relationship discussed in Samhita. One is Sanjoga and another is Samabhaya. So Samavaya means a permanent relationship. Sanjoga, it's a very temporary relationship or join for certain periods for certain purpose. So Ayu made these four factors keeping joined together or keeping together. And therefore, we can able to see the living characteristics. So we see the living characteristics of eating, breathing, talking, speaking, or dancing. These are the external signs. And it is because the Ayu is making a connectivity between Sarira, Indriya, Sattva, and Atma. That's the matter to understand. And there are four terms has kept here: Dhari, Jivitam, Nityaga, and Anubandha. So four terms have some special meanings as kept here. I will discuss now. And they are considered as a paryaya or synonymous to Ayu. So there is a some way has put forward here how to understand the Ayu. So Dhari is a word has kept to understand the existence of Ayu within. So within us there is a Ayu, which is not an exhibit. How to understand through the term of Dhari. So Dhari, the term is which is holding or sustaining the life. So because it's sustained within or because it is existing within, therefore there is no decomposition. There is no decaying. And once this Ayu will be detached, it means the body will be, the physical body comes under decomposition. That's the matter to understand. Similarly, Jivitam. So Jivitam in the sense, being Ayu is present in a human being, present within our patient. Therefore, the all characteristics, all life signs, like prana, apana, jivana, manaso, gati, all such characteristics can be seen. Nitya ga. So you can break the word nitya ga. Nitya means continuously. Ga means gati. So continuously moving. So Ayu made the sanjog of Sarira, Indriya, Sattva and Atma. After this sanjoga, everything is in a momentary, or we can say everything is in a flow. So nothing is static after that sanjoga. Once the sanjoga takes place, because of the existence of Ayu, then further all things are in a dynamic situations. So enjoy the dynamicity or enjoy the diversity. So everything in the life is diverse. We know we cannot make it static. So the constant movements, constant growth, constant change is the identity of Ayu. So how to identify that Ayu is within? And the next terms is Anubandha. So Anubandha in the sense, one after another. Means we will stand under the sunlight and we have some shadow. So shadow is the Anubandha to us. We here has kept that if there is a death of one cell, it means immediately the next step is the repairing of another or new cells. So repairing of new cells is Anubandha to a dead cell. This is the matter to understand. And this process goes on in all living beings, not in a non-living. And that's because the existence of Ayu. Now question time. So this is a classroom, of course. So this table, chair, etc. are non-living. Water bottle, laptop, non-living. And all the human being present here are living. Of course, in the class there is some lizards, cockroach, etc. They all are again living. And coming to the next, some other questions. Say, here is the virus as we discussed. There is beyond to living concept. So beyond meaning in the sense they are non-living, but they can do some living activity once the host will be provided to it. So here is the copper sulfate. Now non-living. Here is the red hematite, non-living. Still one thing to say here, that all such non-living things used in our medicines after doing its sendriyatva. So as per Sanghita, living definition is something different. It is not just on basis of the characteristics what we understood up to now. It is also because of the presence and absence of indriya. So indriya, the senses. If the senses are present, if the indriyas are present, then we will say it is living. This is the definition of Ayurveda. So it is written in Charak Samhita, Sutrasana, first chapter. It says, Sendriyam Chetanam Dravyam Nirindriyam Achetanam. So here there is the Sendriya, here there is the So Indriya. Indriya is present, then you will say it is Sendriya. And that is acceptable by the body. So this is a case of skin disease. Now this skin disease is betterly cured by red hematite. Now we are not using directly. So we are pounding it, making powder and fried with ghee, and then we take into the medicines in such skin disease. So the message here to understand that this is a non-living thing. We are frying the powder of this red hematite with ghee. Ghee is a source from a living being. So we make the Sendriyatva of medicines, Sendriyatva of the metal, Sendriyatva of the dhatu. So these Sendriya Dravya are applicable the medicine. Therefore, bioavailability will be enhanced. So it is not just to understand the dravyas, it is to understand the pharmacology of Ayurvedic medicines. So this is the beauty of Ayurvedic medicines, that these are not the directly sources we are using. Red hematite is a source we are using after making the Sendriya. Hope it is clear. And coming to the next, that is the definition of Ayurveda, or where the 4 variety of Ayu has mentioned. Hitahitam sukham dukkham ayu tasya hitahitam. So Ayu are of Hita Ayu, Ahita Ayu, Sukha Ayu, Dukkha Ayu. These 4 variety of Ayu, their measurement, their characteristics, manam. Their measurement, their characteristics, how to measure them, how to identify them, how to locate that this category of peoples are coming under the Sukhayu peoples. How we can identify that the peoples around to us are Sukhayu or Hitayu or Ahitayu or Dukhayu. So certain characteristics has given to identify the peoples around to us or to identify ourselves. Therefore, these 4 category of Ayu has given. So first category is Sukhayu. So what are the features we can identify a Sukhayu? There are 7 category has given. We can count here. And all 7 criteria to understand here. Tatra sarira manasabhyam rogabhyam anavidrutasya. So sarira roga or manasika roga, the physical diseases or any emotional or psychological diseases should completely absent. So not an afflicted by any such variety of diseases. Then he will be a Sukhayu person. Second criteria, Visheshana Yavanavataha. So Yavana in the sense young. But Visheshana, what is the meaning of Visheshana? Visheshana here, irrespective of age, that youthfulness, that feelings of youthfulness, that energy should be continued. So it is not, Yavana means young age. It means young people are always Sukhayu, not like so. So that youthfulness, that enthusiasm, vigority, that encouragement, everything is present all throughout the age. That means he is a Sukhayu. Next term, Samartha, Anugata, Bala, Virya, Yasa, Paurusa, Parakramasya. So here is the terms Bala, Virya, Yasa, Paurusa, Parakrama. Let us understand what is the meaning of Bala. So Bala is Saririka Bala, Bala is Manasika Bala. And Virya in the sense, how much person is enthusiastic. Once a responsibility has given, that person is remain activated up to the end of the work. It means Virya is good. Next is Yasa. So Yasa we know it's like a sometimes praise or how that person's having a reputations or a place in the society. So Paurusa, that is because the aura is reflected in the society. So that person's own aura, on previous works, that history, history of that person's makes a place in the society. So that is coming under the Paurusa and Parakrama. So how far the reputation spreaded within, or how far the vigorities is maintained by that persons in every responsibility, that is coming under Paurusa and Parakrama. The Samartha Anugata Bala Virya Yasaha Paurusa Parakramasya. How much that person is fit for such all Bala, Virya, Yasa, Paurusa, Parakrama. Body strength, mental strength, bearing capacity, enthusiastics, the reputations, the working history, these all are reflecting a person's own Sukhayu. And coming to the next criteria, Jnana, Vijnana, Indriya, Indriya, Arthavala, Samudaye, Vartamanasya. So, Vartamanasya, take in a reverse way. Vartamanasya means existence. So, now it present with that person's. But Jnana, Jnana is present. So, what is the meaning of Jnana? And what is the meaning of Vijnana? So, it is not going to an attractive English word, but for the sense, Jnana means knowledge. So, what is the knowledge? Well, knowledge about how to speak, knowledge about sleeping, knowledge about walking, knowledge about toothbrush, abhyanga, etc., snana, etc. Those all are knowledge, what we all know. It's nurtured from the family itself. And what is Vijnana? It comes with your own experience, with your observations. So, a single person's own observations, that comes through, represent through the insight and wisdoms. This is the basic difference in between Jnana and Vijnana. So Jnana, a knowledge of writing, reading, getting certificates, speaking, dancing, walking, etc. And what is Vijnana? The inner understandings or insights. Means what is seen, more to that, what is unseen. So we need to understand those things. That is Vijnana. And Indriya, Indriyartha Vala. So Indriya, Indriyartha Vala, that is a perception or cognitions. So that the person should have. Then it is Jnana Vijnana Indriya Indriyartha Vala Samudaye Vartamanasya. The persons have, exist with all such power, all such. Huh? And next is Paramardhi Ruchir. Ruchir Avividha Upabhogasya. So Paramardhi in the sense, what is the proficient wealth? To achieve anything in human life, we need wealth. So Paramardhi, that proficiency should be, it is not with a particular amount has given. It is whatever the needed, it is there. That proficiency terms is there. And ruchi. So, sometimes we think that facilities are pleasing to us or not. Sometimes in staying in a hut might be pleasing to a persons. And even in a multi-tier buildings, is not pleasing to that home. So how far that person is very happy or contentment, whatever the gadgets are available. So to enjoy Vividha Upabhoga, to enjoy the life science or to enjoy the life, what are the amount of money gadgets are required? It is as per the person's own wish, pleasing facilities. And Samruddha Sarvarambhasya. So very capable to achieve whatever planned or dreamed by the persons. Samruddha. Samruddha Sarva Arambhasya. So what he like to do, no, Arambha, starting, feelings to do, starting to do, planning to do, dreaming to do, he is very capable to achieve that. Once it started, once it dreamed, he will reach to the end. And yathastha vicharinaha. Yathastha vicharina in a sense, ishta vicharina. Ishta means ichha. I am independent to think some thing to do, some plannings. Some things independently I can plan, I can execute. So yathastha vicharina. That is very independent in their thought process and they can go independently with their own thought, planning and programmings. So that these are the criteria for Sukhayu. And of course, obviously you can imagine what are the characteristics of Dukhayu. So Dukha means Dukha, Dusita, Kha means Marga, Kha means channels. So any channels, any patha inside the systems is blocked. Or Kha Vaigunya, we say Kha Vaigunya is Vyadhi. So Kha Vaigunya, Dusita, Kha, then that is called as Vyadhi. So if the person is suffered with Sarira Manasa Vyadhi, if the person is not with a very youthfulness mind, if the person don't have Saririka Vala, Manasika Vala, etc., if he is not understanding the proper knowledge, don't have the inner cognitions or insights, or not have proficiency in the money or wealth, etc., or gadgets, etc., for the living, for own lifestyles, or have no dream or planning about the life, it means he is having a dukhayu. Then coming to the next terms, that is hitayu. So what are the features, how we can identify a person's do have the hitayu or ahitayu. So what is hitayu? First criteria, here is very double. When there was 7 criteria, here you can see there are 14 criteria. So there are double criteria to identify the hitayu. And what is the first terms? First criteria, hitaishinaha punarbhutanam. Whatever the person is doing, whatever the person is thinking, whatever the person is planning, dreaming to do, that to be useful or beneficial to the bhuta or every creature around. Meaning is very clear. Punah bhutanam. Now we are speaking Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are speaking one health, one globe. That is actually a sense of hiteisinaha punarbhutana. Means, as per the Upanishad, in Upanishad it has written, Isavasyam idam sarvam. That everything has given, kept ready-made before your life is existing. Now you are gifted with the life. You are gifted with the ayu, that to continue that legacy of God, we can say. So therefore, do some things, think some things. It should be as per the hita of all creatures. Then paraswadu paratasya. Paraswadu. Para means any others. It is something belonging of others, and you are taking interest of it. No. So one should not take interest or no interest in others' belonging. Paraswadu paratas. And satyavadinaha. So satyavadina, we know the meanings. Satya means truth. So satyavadina, truth speaker. Now, that times word-wise meaning become clear. But we should think, we should understand what is truth and what is reality. So by knowing the differentiation in between truth and reality, we should proceed for the exact meaning of satyavadina. Because many times truth doesn't have a reality. Just because we know about the terms of evidence-based medicines. So when you will grow up, I'll tell these terms with the different meanings. So coming to the next one, sama parasya. So what is the meaning of sama? Sama means peace. So peacemakers in the classrooms, in organizations, in a family. Some people have the hitayu and they characterize through the peacemaking situations, peacemaking atmospheres. That is called as samaparasya. So a person's a peacemaker, he is having a hitayu. And next term is a pariksha karna apramattasya. So pramatta apramatta. What is pramatta? Become mad. So who is mad enough means indulge enough, tapped into what? Pariksha karna. That a person's very observant. You can see in Sangha, even though they are just put off their shoe, they have a system how to put up the shoe. They have a skill, they have a training, special purpose of trainings, how to put up the shoe. So everything depends upon your observations. How we are examining the things, how we are examining what we are listening. So before listening, examine. Before taking the food, examines. So examining, verifying, investigating, apramattasya, without any biasness. Then he is a hitayu. Trivarga parasparena anupahatam upaseva manasya. So trivarga upaseva manasya. Trivarga, except moksha, that is dharma, artha and kama. Upaseva manasya, sevana karo. You experience the trivarga. Now, how we can experience the trivarga? Parasparena anupahatam. So, they should not clash each other. Paraspara means one another. So, one should not counteract to the other. It is one should facilitate the other. So, dharma, you are earning artha too much, that you are forgetting dharma. No, it is not permissible. So dharma, artha and kama, all three simultaneously should be followed or experienced by the persons without affecting to each other. So one person can just follow the trivarga without affecting to one another. That is called as trivarga parasparana anupahata upasaiva manasya. And next is pujaraha sampujakasya. Pujaraha, break it. Pujaraha, next is sampujakasya. So pujaraha means araha. What is araha? That is eligible criteria. So pujaraha, who is eligible to be respected. Pujaraha. To them only sampujakasya. To them only you say regards. You share the respect. So we say due regards. So due regards means terms and condition is applied. That if so pujarha sampujakasya. Jnana vijnana upasamana silasya. So we already discussed what is the meaning of jnana. That is simple knowledge of how to sleep, how to get up from the bed, how to walk, how to eat. And what is vijnana? Our own insight or our wisdoms. Upasama silasya. So how, that is proficiency in all jnana, all vijnana, still the person is very cool. They're not showing nature, sometimes say egoistic natures, but those people are very down to earth, down towards earth. That is, has written here, Upasamachilasya Jnana Vijnana. And next is Vruddha Upasevina. So Vruddha, we know, if you go to translate it, Vruddha means old. No, this is not the sense to take here. Vruddha in the sense, skilled in particular subject. Very proficiency in the particular branch of science. Upasevina. So your people surround to you. You know, hamare dunya. So the people surround to us should be filled with some skilled peoples. That's why if a person have such surrounding friends circles, then he is a hitai. Suniyata raga rosa irsa mada mana vegasya. So here is a suniyata. What is the meaning of suniyata? Su means well, good. Niyata means regulated. Well regulated. Articulated. Means Sangitas is giving a permissions for raga, attachment. Sanghita is permitting us rosa. You know, you can have a self ego, or we say it's like abhiman, or irsa, jealousy can be, mother, mana can be, but how it is articulated. It should be contribute to such certain creations. We all know there is certain variety of krodha. Lord Shiva have. The dead body of his wife was on the shoulders, and he was dancing for Nataraj dance. And that times he was creating all 14 Shiva Sutra. So Sangita is permitting such krodha. Sangita is permitting such irsa. Sangita is permitting raga, mana, hri, etc. But suniyata, well controlled emotions or articulated such emotions. Then he is a hitayu. Satatam vividha pradana parasya. So satatam in the sense it's a continuous or always intended for vividha pradana parasya. Share and care. So share and care should be always. That should be our identity. That should be the identity of the existence of Ayu. That Ayu is existing. It means you have the share and care. Tapo jnana prasama nityasya adhyatma vida tatparasya. So adhyatma vida will go reverse. Adhyatma vida tatparasya. So adhyatma vid and tatparata. Tatparata in the sense we are so busy. Indulge with. Adhyatma, self-analysis, self-regulations, self-controllings, self-understandings. It should be a tapa, jnana. So we know that is a well-controlled emotions. That point we have discussed. So all such well-controlled emotions will help us to be busy in our self-understandings. Next, lokamimam chamu cha avekshamanasya. So imam loka cha amam loka. Loka iti, it is, as we know, loka iti universe or loka iti life. So ima life, it means this life. Amam life, the next life, we don't know. But in both the lives, there is the sequence of karma and karma phala. Therefore, it has suggested, it has advised that whatever the activity we are doing, we should be very observant. Avekshamanasya. We should be very observant that what is its consequences either in this life or the next life. So if you are very conscious that this is going to my life, this is going to my next life, you are permitted to do. So very short, but to learn here that all the activity we are doing, it is effective or it have a consequences either in this life or in the next life. Then Shruti Mati Mato. So Shruti Manta, Mati Manto. We say na Sikwan, Budwan. So that is memory, well, good memory powers and well intelligence powers. If a person have, then he is a Hitayu again. Then in the very opposite, we know there are 14 criteria completed here. So in the very opposite, who is Ahitayu? The person doesn't think about who never think about the others. Once he understood his benefit is going on, he never think about the benefit of others. So today we can see many human beings behave to the plants as if they are not living, or other things are, the people around us, if valuable, then my life will be valuable. Not thinking, then it's ahitana. Or not observant, not there is no coordination between dharma prapti, artha prapti, or kama prapti. Then there is no skilled people around. Then we'll say he is a hitayu person. And coming to the end, there are certain questions as asked here, that whether we will say this person is sukhayu, whether we will say these persons are sukhayu or hitayu, or she is laughing too much, so she is a sukhayu person. These all hippie people are dancing together, so they will be a hitayu persons, or he could be a hitayu persons. Friends, Ayu has gifted us for our inner understandings, that how one simple person's, one simple child of Narendra can convert it into Vivekananda, or the dacoits Ratnakara can become Valmiki. And therefore, for this journey, the Sukhayu, the individual health. So Sukhayu and Hitayu both can be compared into these terms. Sukhayu is the individual's health, the personal health. And if it is not good, then it is a Dukhayu. And the Hitayu, that is the social health. It means one person's in relation to the others. So we say, today's contemporary term say social health. So whatever we are doing for the personal health or individual health, that to be coordinated with the social health. Or whatever going in the social health or the ohitayu in unsocial behaviors, that reflects the personal health. So it's a breathing in between sukhayu and hitayu. Then there will be a, you can say the costly life will comes. And for a conclusions, we have discussed today what is ayu, what is then the what is ayu. Better to ask how we can identify the presence of ayu, and it is a sanjoga, it is not a permanent gift. So मेला में आया और मेला फिनिश हुआ, मेला से जाना है. So once definitely everything will pass away. Therefore, it is discussed that what are the criteria or the characteristics by which we can realize the existence of ayu, and we can realize its value. Therefore, the criteria of living and non-living beings. And then we proceeded to understand that how the metals like non-living things prepared or converted into the medicines, and those medicines become sendriya in Ayurveda. And this is the advantages of Ayurvedic medicines, that the bioavailability will accelerated because of treatment with some living extractions, etc. And then we are discussing about the Hita Ayu and Ahita Ayu. Its interpretation in terms of the social health, because social health reflected to the personal health, and the personal health, of course, facilitated from the society where the person is living. And at the end, thank you to all of you for your kind listenings.